You guys, welcome to the Boreas guide. Today we're going to be teaching you guys how to unlock Icebreaker, and we're only going to be covering the first half of the Boreas guide because we're not going to cover the half of the guide that goes into completing Icebreaker and escaping and collecting all the things you need to collect, because it deserves its own guide, since Icebreaker is such a difficult quest to do and a difficult map to play with all the Black Division, the new boss Wedge, and the goons on it. It's a little bit complicated and it deserves its own guide. So this is only be covering up to Icebreaker. So be checking out the channel for the other guide shortly, and make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys can see that when it comes out if you haven't already. Now there's a few different sections that change depending on your previous decisions within the storyline, specifically within Falling Skies, and that have to do with the briefcase and how you treated Prapper and the BTR Driver. So we're going to get through those. Also, if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot, and you guys can see all these guides as these come out. We're usually one of the first people to get around to it. So anyways, moving on to the very first step. Step one, there are currently two ways to do it. One, if you have the hideout level 3, which probably about half of you guys do, the other half don't, you're going to go into your hideout level 3 and you will unlock the beginning of the Boreas quest guide. If not, you can go to maps like Ground Zero, Customs, or Factory. On Ground Zero, there is literally a poster inside of every single building. If you interact with the poster, if you look at the poster, it will unlock the Boreas quest line. That you can go to Customs, they're all over. If you guys need to Google it, you guys can. Maybe I'll put some stuff up on screen right here, but the poster is literally everywhere. I don't think you guys are have a hard time finding that. So once you have the Boreas questline unlocked, you're going to go ahead and talk to Mechanic. He is then going to send you to Woods. Now on Woods, you're going to go to Scav Tower, over by the Scav bunker, basically that little radio tower, with a tool set, and you're going to repair the tower. Now once you repair the tower, you're going to go ahead and go back to Mechanic and speak to him, and then you go to step 3. So after talking to Mechanic, he's going to head and tell you that you need to go to Lighthouse. Now you're going to go to the back rail yard behind the water treatment plant, and there's a little warehouse there. There's a screenshot right here of where the document is, but you're gonna pick up this document off the table. It's also right here on the map if you guys want to see, and you guys don't know what I'm talking about. You're gonna go pick that up, and you're gonna bring it right back to Mechanic. Now this is where the quest line then branches out. So depending on what you did with Falling Skies and with the BTR Driver, that's going to determine which way you go. So if you guys did hand over the case to Prapper in Falling Skies, you're going to go ahead and find the AMG-10. It's pretty straightforward. It can spawn underneath of Black Bishop. It can spawn near the helicopter. Here's a screenshot of it near the helicopter. And then it can also spawn by the warehouses over by the train yard. It's pretty, very simple to find. You're going to have to get this AMG-10 fluid for every single quest line that you do. If you kept the armor case and didn't give it to Prapper, you're going to have to hand over 3 found in raid military power filters, then hand over the fluid. And if you have not done either of those decisions, you haven't reached that part of Falling Skies yet, you're gonna have to eliminate 30 targets on reserve. You have to launch a yellow signal flare near the Woods transit area, and then obtain the helicopter fluid. So once you hand over the AMG-10 fluid, no matter which decision you made, once you hand over that fluid, the next section is the BTR Driver section, where it's going to depend on your choices with the BTR Driver. Now, most of you guys probably have not completed the Price of Independence. The Price of Independence is the very last BTR Driver quest. If you guys are working on escaping, you may have already completed this section. So this is the shortest section and easiest one. Basically, you're going to go to your hideout. After you go to the hideout, you're going to go talk to the BTR Driver. Then you're going to go back to Mechanic, and that's basically it. You're going to find the shortest route, and then bam, you've now unlocked Icebreaker. You're on to the next step. So if you guys have not completed the Price of Independence, but you have completed Choose Your Friends Wisely, and you sided the skier during that quest, you're going to have to hand over 200 rounds of 7.62x54 RBT. You're going to have to hand over skier's reports from Customs, which can be found here, and then you're gonna have to burn the reports in a fire barrel on Customs in the Smuggler's base. Then you have to eliminate 15 targets inside Smuggler's territories, and then you are on to the next step. If you've not completed any of the BTR storyline, then your objective is a little bit simpler. All you're gonna have to do is kill 10 targets inside the Smuggler's territories. Then once that's completed, you go back to the BTR Driver, and then bam, now you're on to the last step. So those are all 3 choices you can do for that. Now, for unlocking Icebreaker itself, all you're going to have to do is head over to the shoreline and go to the hovercraft on the pier. Here's a screenshot of what it looks like. And you're going to want to bring 400,000 rubles, a green signal flare, and 2,500 euros to extract. So now that covers the first half of the Boreas questline. The rest of the questline is actually going to be done, for the most part, on Icebreaker. So you're going to want to find an Icebreaker guide in order to complete the rest of this quest. I'll be making one shortly once we have the sequences and strategies for making it through the map dialed in. Right now, BSG is just putting out too many updates, and they're changing the way the AI behaves, and they're adding more AI. So with the Black Division constantly changing, and the strategies and the placement of them constantly changing, we actually can't make a guide yet. So for right now, this is the first half. The second half, go watch a guide. We'll hopefully have one out in the next week or two once BSG kind of settles in on the final delineation of how this map will be played. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe again if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.